This conference will now be recorded.
So the first day we talked about Python. So just history of Python, how it is released and who is the author, etc. So today we'll continue with the advantages of Python. So during this, if you have any questions, don't hesitate. You just raise your doubt. We will discuss in detail. Uh, the first advantage of Python is there are a lot of advantages, but I took main ones. The first one is so platform independent. So this means, maybe you are aware because Java is platform independent. Everybody talked about it, but as we said, Python released before Java. Okay, so Python is platform independent. A simple rule is simple. That is, run anywhere, execute anywhere. Sorry, write anywhere, execute anywhere. So it's not like you are developing a Python program in Windows machine. Take that code, put it in Linux machine or Mac machine. It will definitely execute. So user need to do anything? Nothing. So everything will be taken care by the Python interpreter. So it's not like we are developing the product in Windows machine. The product will work in only Windows machine. No, not like that. Python is like it's very clear, platform independent. Write anywhere, run anywhere. The second one is the first and very popular advantage, and everybody right now, current industry is looking for Python only because of this. That is easy. Easy in terms of all. So in terms of implementation, in terms of maintenance, in terms of structuring, in terms of packaging, in terms of the module support, anything. If you see any part of any product development or any development, you see that easy. The easy will be there and definitely there in Python. Compared to any language, Python is very easy. So the only basic, what we say, system operating is enough for anybody to start learning the Python. And anybody can become a software development engineer, software developer, just learning the Python. So any prerequisites are required to learn Python, C, C++, Java? No, not required. You just need to have a just operating system, how to use the machine. That's it. Then you install Python, then you learn Python, then you start programming, and everybody can do that because it is very easy. Okay, so how it is easy? Very simple thing. So let's say we have two variables. Let's say a equal to 10 and b equals to 15. So it was very popular interview question when I was searching for jobs in 2000 series. Okay, very popular question. Now the interviewer's expectation is b equals to 10 and a equals to 15. What exactly the interviewer is asking? Seventh line is input, 11th line is output. What exactly interviewer is expecting here? Can you frame the question, please? Anybody? Can anybody frame the question? Seventh line is input, 11th line is output.
Is it
Okay.
swapping?
Swapping. So interviewer is asking to swap numbers. Okay. Let me write code in C, Java, something like this. So initially, people start like this. They will take one temporary variable. So they will say A. That means we are storing a value in temp. Now what they do? A equal to B. Now what happened? A will become a B and B is still B only. Then what they do? B equal to A. So B equal to temp. Yes, after you execute the 9, 10, 11 lines, you see swap the numbers. So B will be 10 and A equals to 50. So right now also people are asking, I heard that people are still asking this question in Java C just to swap the numbers. So three lines of code required and one temporary variable is also required to complete the code. But if you go to any Python interview with 1 plus 2 plus years of experience, interviewer will not discuss about this question at all. In Python, interviewer will not ask this question at all. Why? Because the same thing in Python I am writing. This is the code. That's it. This is Python code. After we start the implementation, you can try this. It will work. We don't need three lines of coding. That is first part. Second part, we don't need extra one temporary. How it is working? Yes, internet is doing the same thing, but it is developer friendly. Python is developer friendly. So developer will be very happy after starting the implementation in Python. Because I'm the proof. Because I'm the Java developer actually. I have more than 6 years of experience in Java, then moved to the Python. Now still my manager is asking to come back to Java. I'm saying no. Because I want to see my safe side also, right? I'm very good in Python because everything is easy. No need for the diggings and all. Coding is easy. And the lines of coding compared to Java is very less. If you give Java code 200 lines, I will change it to Python code with 150 lines. Now, second, just easy things I'm just explaining. It is a simple English statement. Raw in Srinivasarao. So what do you say? What is your answer? Yes or no? What is your answer? Rao in Srinivasarao. Is it yes
Yes.
or no? Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Right? Now, now I'm changing this statement into Python statement. So Python also we should know, is there any way we can do this? Yes, we can do this in Python as well. But simple normal English statement, I'm converting into Python statement. Okay. Now I'm using print just to print the output. Now this statement only put here, put this in single quotes, then put this in single quotes, remove this. That's all. You are done. Because in Python, in is a statement. So this will give me true. If you remove O, put S, this will give me false. So very understandable code. I bet, still I bet Give it any Java program and Python program, give both to any developer who knows only .NET. He doesn't know anything about Python or Java, but he can able to understand better than the Java program because the what we say the coding is understandable easy because the statements everything they use direct terms from the dictionary. It's not like combined statements, combined multiple statement, multiple English words clubbing together and to create a statement in Java mostly. But in Python, it's a straightforward statements and very understandable, very meaningful. So a lot of things. My experience also we had a lot of advantages I can say, but slowly you will understand. But the statement is not given by me. It is everybody agreed. Agreed, yes, Python is easy and Python is developer friendly. And most importantly, Python is beginner's language. Who wants to start the software career in development? It is always better go with Python. So since two is true, the third one is because of this easy one, the Python code readability, reusability, and the maintainability is very easy. So code reading, code reuse, and code maintain is very easy compared to others programming or scripting languages. Now the next one, memory. So what is the advantage of memory? Why it is highlighted in advantage? So actually, right now in the industry, all the languages are taking care of the memory consumption by the program by using the component called GC. So GC meaning garbage collector. What is the meaning of garbage collector here is so in C or C we need to clean up the resources after you implement the code. Let's say you created 10 variables. I'm talking about C. You created 10 variables. After the coding, end of the code, you need to make sure those 10 variables equal to null. So then only the memory which is occupied for that program will be freed. If you miss to do that, putting null for all the variables, it will be still in the RAM until you restart. So consumption will be more. At last, your server will become crashed because of out of memory error. So C program developers, it is mandatory that whenever you create a variable, make sure they are becoming making null at the end of the code. Now coming to Python, garbage collector. What is garbage collector? Now let's say in one of the Python program, you created 10 variables. Your code is completed. Now, no need to write the making null to that variable as we are writing in C. You just forget. You just concentrate on your implementation, see whether code is working or not. That's all. The how the memory will be freed up is what ninth line. That is garbage collector. Garbage collector is a component Python. It will become by default whenever you are installing Python. Whenever you are starting Python, garbage collector also will be started as a daemon thread. What garbage collector will do, once your program execution is completed, garbage collector will come to the RAM and free up all the memory wherever there is no reference to that variable. So this garbage collector is there in all the languages right now, Java, C, sorry, C++. But still, if it is there, then why do we say this is an advantage in Python? Because it is there in all the languages. We can't say that is an advantage because that is mandatory. Then why are you saying it is an advantage in Python? Yes, Python has additional advantage in terms of what is that. So let's say I'm talking about Java. I created three variables. Let's say I'm I'm creating integer. So this occupies 16 bytes of memory, 16 bytes, 16 bytes. Let's say Python, same thing. So it's actually in Java like this. In Python, C equals to 30, anything, no problem. 16 bytes, 16, 16 bytes. So no change. Actually, 48 bytes of memory occupied. Assume. Yes, definitely memory will be occupied for every variable. And 16 bytes, 32 bytes, it depends on the OS and then Python installed Python version. So yes, assume 48 bytes are occupied. Now I'm changing values. I'm changing values. Now here I'm putting 48 only. Here I'm putting again 48 only. Three variables are same values. Still Java occupies 48 bytes. Now coming to Python, I'm giving same value for all three variables. Now what happens? Now Python execution starts and it came to 16th line. Now what happened? You said that variable A value 10. Now what exactly Python will do? It will create a memory, 16 bytes of memory, then put 10, then say A. So A is holding the 10. So this is whole 16 bytes of memory. Now 17th line, it comes to 17th. Then Python has internal algorithm, the algorithm created only for memory management. Then what Python will do? Hey B, let me search in memory. Is there any memory location already with value 10? So the algorithm will come here. This is the memory. Then search for 10. 10 is already there. Yes, 10 is already there. Just now create. Then what it will do? No, no, no. I don't want to waste your memory. I won't create any another memory for 10 because 10 already there. I will give you one tag saying, hey B, you also share the same. Then coming to C, this is also a memory location. Now tell me, how many memory occupied total? How many bytes of occupied because of three variables? 16 only. But coming here, this is 40. So this is powerful advantage of Python. Especially this is to client because it is already proved that if any Java project requires 8 GB RAM to deploy their main project into the production server, if Python project 4 GB RAM is enough because of this memory management. Client no need to buy the huge huge hardware. Okay, client can run the programs which are in Python project. It's with 4 GB RAM also works. Okay, there are some projects still running with 2 GB RAM also because this is memory occupation, memory cleanup, memory management in Python is very, very good compared to other languages. This is the one of the additional proof that if you have 200 variables in Java with same value, 200 into 16 bytes, 16 into 2, 3200 bytes will be occupied. Coming to Python, same code will be done with 16 bytes because all 1000 variables will share the same memory location. They will put the tags. Yeah, you share this, you share this, like this. So finally, you see 16 bytes of memory. Clear? Now the next one is dynamic. What is dynamic? So dynamic, and this is one of the reason I'm not moving to Java, because this is one of the reason I'm still in Python. Okay, dynamic is very useful to the developers. Okay, now this is the example already there with you. Now you are writing a Java code. Okay, what is your client requirement? I want two number addition. I will give two numbers. You just add and show the result. So developer written a code saying that this will be provided by client. This will be also provided by client. Then what he is doing? C equal to A plus B. Then so this is the Java code. So this will be given by client. This will be given by client. Let's say client is giving A 10, B 15. Then system will print 25. For example, client given 10.67. Then the system will fail. Why? Because Java is not dynamic. Java is static. They said that I am there, A is there to hold only the integer value. If someone is giving a value which is not integer, then this line throws an error saying that integer is not given or integer A is not accepted. In this case, what client will do? Hey, why my two number addition is not working if I'm giving a float value? Then developer will say, sorry, sir. No, we have implemented only for numbers. That is for integers. If you really want to do a floating addition also, then we need to do the code change. Then we need to do the code change. Then what he has to do? Then he has to change this line to float. Okay. Okay, it is working now. Okay, this is working now. Let's assume this is working now. He modified the code. This is working now. Then 14th line is completed. Now what happened is he wants to use a variable again because the variable is not required. So he wants to use C equals to ROM. Let's say he is putting like that. But 15th line throws an error. Why? C is taking only float values. You are giving a string value. So whatever the variable you feel in after 200 lines of code, you want to change the data type of that variable is not possible in Java because it's static. Because in the first line itself, you said that my C is variable which will accept only the float values. Now coming to the dynamic, what are the advantages? See, the first point is you don't need to mention data type at the time of creation of the variable. So this is Java is left to right approach. That means the left part will decide what value which is accepted. But Python is not like that. It is a right to left approach. That means it will take the value, then understand, okay, this is integer. Okay, hey, yeah, you are now integer. Now, if you give 10.65, then it will take the value, then understand, okay, this is float. Hey, yeah, you are float. Now, I am writing the Python code, the same client requirement. So, client will give the value here. This is the Python code. This is Python code directly. U plus B, then print C. That's all. So now client giving 10 here. Okay, it will work. Client giving 10.75. Yes, it will work. Client is giving wrong. Yes, it will work. Because it is a right to left approach. We are not mentioning that A can hold only these values. No, because dynamic, based on the value, the data type of the variable will be decided. So maybe if you have more than 10 years of experience, you will understand. Whenever a requirement comes from the client, in Java programs, especially Java projects, the initial 2 days of discussion is what data type we should accept, what data type we should return. But coming to Python, no more discussions because data types nothing. Because once you start the implementation, you can do whatever you want because based on the value, the data type will be decided. So discussion on the data types will not be any part in real Python projects. And that is the first one. Second point, developer directly start the coding with just variable names. He doesn't need to worry about the what is the data type I should mention before variable because it is done. And third one, you can use the variable reuse in your code at any time because in Java it will not accept, but because once you create A, you can reuse A with string. After 10 lines of code, you can change the data type A to another data. Why? Simply providing the values enough. It will change the data type automatically. But in Java, it's like if you see any Java, the first 100 lines are only variables only. They will mention all the variables and data types. Then they use the whole variables in the code. In Python, not like that. That is the reason I told the first part. If you give any Java program to me, I will definitely change into Python program within a less number of lines. 200 lines, I will make it 150 lines because these all are easy parts here. Dynamic is one of the fantastic um example how the developer is very, very happy once they start the coding in Python. And sixth one. Okay. So let's say you got an opportunity. mm, you are a manager. You got an email from HR saying that we are giving best employee awards for every project. So can you tell me who is best in your project? So how do you start? What exactly you see? What exactly you think to decide the name of the best employee in your project? Anybody can answer this. It's a not technical question. It's a just normal question. You can answer. Even my kid is also aware what is the answer. So just ask him. Anybody can ask. What exactly you think to give the best employee to your team member? Because you are a manager. Anybody can answer this. Mine is always interactive mode only. My classes will be always interactive mode. It's not like complete silence because since I'm giving advantages part. But once I start the real time thing, it will be always interactive mode because I will wait until I get response from anybody. What
What was your
exactly you
question,
think?
Srini? Sorry.
Yeah, you're a manager, you got an email from HR, so to give a best employee award. So what exactly you think to give the best employee award of your team member?
So why do we give best employee, or what's your response?
You have to give. HR sent an email. We are giving best employee awards for every team. Can you please give us the name to announce?
Okay,
So you have 10 members of team.
right.
What exactly you think and decide?
Yeah. So since they assign to a manager basically who performs really well, then they will be entitled to get that award, right?
So you
So
see
out of 10, let's say,
performance.
yeah, performance, yes.
Yeah. Any other, please? Anybody? You see what? See, it's just a one line answer. What do you see? Okay, who is best in your family? What exactly you see in your family? For you, who
Uh,
is best? Just
Like who is
Best in
committed and
same
dedicated.
committed and dedicated. Yeah, dedicated.
how do we measure basically? Depends on the how we measure, right? So
Huh, yeah, because managers do different thinkings, right?
right.
And even HR won't ask anything. Why are you giving this one? Because once you give the name, that's all. We are done. The way you are thinking is what I'm asking. Perform someone see dedicated, someone see how he could, I mean, mingle with the team and
So how
how he
much he
committed
contributed?
with the team,
Yeah, how
how
much
much
he
he
contributed to,
contributed,
right,
how he is handling the pressurized things, a lot of things, right? So people
right.
think a lot of things. Just ask me what exactly. Okay, so a lot of things are there to give the best employer. So my question is, did you read about these things in your school days or college days, like best employee, a lesson will be there, and you are reading all the properties. Anybody?
No, not really.
All right. So how you got all this information?
By experience, by
By
knowledge,
experience,
by, yep,
by knowledge, right?
right.
So you got a best employee award. See, let's say someone got a best employee award. So after he explained, whenever we are giving the best employee award, we will explain, right, why we are giving in the stage, right? On the stage, you take the mic and you say, these guys did lot of things and all, right? So best employee award has some 10 properties or 20 properties, right? So
Yep.
my line here will be a guy will be a best employee if he or she having at least a property from the list, like 20 properties, committed, dedicated, trusted things, lot of things, right? So best employee will be decided on based on these 20 properties or 30 properties, because that is what manager think is. If you put all manager properties in one of the page, then we can say the best employee comes under this anyone having these properties, right? So best employee properties. Now coming to my question, my sixth advantage, functional, procedural, and object oriented. Now, my question is, C is a procedural oriented language. Everybody agree?
Yep.
Now tell me, can you read? Can you tell me what is now C is procedural oriented language? What is the meaning? 16th line is the clue. Ram is best employee because he follows the rules which are defined in the best employee list, the properties list. Agree?
Right.
Now, what is the meaning of 17th line now?
So there are certain process that are defined in C language, basically, right? So based on that,
Uh, in in procedural oriented language, that follows C following that. You got me? There are set of rules
right,
defined in procedural oriented language. Because
right,
C is following them, that is the reason we say C is procedural oriented language. 90% of the people will say left to right. That's not correct. We pronounce like that, but the thing is, internal thing is, procedural oriented language, there are some set of rules. If any language is following them, then we call that is this. So he is megastar. He is superstar, meaning megastar is defined by the people. So who dance well, who acts well, who fights well. So if some hero is following them, obviously he's megastar, like that. So best employee rules and someone follows, then he will become a best employee. The same way, C is procedural-oriented language. Why? Because C follows the rules which are defined in procedural-oriented language. Now, Haskell is a language which follows the rules which are defined in functional-oriented language. Now you know this line very well. Java is, what is the meaning now? Java follows the rules which are defined in object-oriented language. Now my question is, can I say Java is procedural-oriented language?
No.
No. Why? Because the rule is not followed by Java. Simple, very simple. You can't beyond the limits of the object-oriented language. So, but our Python is what? So Python follows all the rules which are defined in functional, procedural-oriented language and object-oriented language. Srini, I want to write the code by using procedural-oriented language principles. Yes, Python allows. I want to use functional-oriented language concepts in Python. Yes, you can use. I want to use object-oriented language principles in my Python code. Yes, you can use. This is one of the reason, high-level reason, Python is very popular nowadays. Because wherever C supports some good library, then you can use that in with Python. Because C is also procedural-oriented language. Our Python is also procedural-oriented and functional-oriented language. There are a lot of advantages from functional-oriented language as well as disadvantages are there. But you can use the functional-oriented language advantages in Python. Obviously, object-oriented language is very, very powerful because of the security, lot of things. Yes, you can use in Python. So, in how can you give me simple example? Yes, I will give that. Now, let's say I want to print India. That's all. I want to print India. Now you are asking to Java guy. Hey Java guy, can you please write a code? Just print India. So how he starts? Because Java follows only object-oriented language principles, then he has to start with like this. Okay, class test public static void name in args. That's all. This is the Java code. Why he started with the class? Because that is the rule in object-oriented language. Anything should be having class. Now, I want to go with Python. See, for just to print India, we wrote almost 6 lines of code, 6 lines of 5 lines of code. Why? Because Java follows that. Just I want to do with Python. So I am now going with procedural-oriented language format. This is procedural-oriented language format. That's all. Python code is completed. Srini, can I write the same code by using class? Yes, you can write in Python. See, this is the way developer decide. This code is I want to go with procedural, functional, or object. So he can reduce the number of lines here and very, very clear readable coding. So this is somewhat, hey, you took 5 lines to reprint India. Yes, obviously that is important in object-oriented language. But Python, I can go with this. This is also I can do in Python, but unnecessarily wasting of time because it's just printing of one line. Then I will go with procedural-oriented language part. See, this is the procedural-oriented language part, whereas Python allows that. Srini, can I write this same code in Python? Yes, you can write. You can write class Python also you can write. This is Python coding. But why do I wasting the time here, writing the class in the unnecessarily? Just give one line, just print. So very powerful advantage. Python follows all the rules which are defined in procedural-oriented language, functional-oriented language, and object-oriented language. Next one is use package support, better put that modules. Use and use module support like for anything. Okay, let's say data science, gaming, um, handling the data, Hadoop data, SAP data, some NumPy, SciPy, cloud computing, everything packages are. And especially because the package is available in Python, as I said, all second and third line will come automatically. Because second is what? Easy, and reuse, maintain, and maintain is also easy. Why? Because that's a Python standard. So if the package is coming, data science package is coming, yes, that is also easy because that's written in Python. The same data science package in Java is very different. Data science itself is difficult. So you should have at least some advantage in the coding part also, right? So that's why Python is very popular. And handling the Hadoop data, yes. SAP data, yes. Cloud data, yes. Everything is easy. Easy because use module support is there. You don't need to write additional coding. The module support is there given by the people itself. Let's say AWS is there. AWS Cloud is there. You want to work with AWS Cloud. You don't need to write special coding. There is AWS is providing a package to you. The package name is called Boto, B-O-T-O, Boto. So take the package, install it, and you can use the AWS keys and you can create all the instances on the fly. What you should know, just Python coding, how to use it, and you should know how to understand the AWS things. The same way, for everything, we have a module supporting Python. Then eighth one, DB support. So all major DB databases can be communicated from your Python file. No restriction at all. You can communicate with MySQL, Oracle, Postgres, Redshift, lot of things. You can communicate with these databases. No restriction at all. So these are the advantages of Python. Okay. Now, as we said, as we discussed about advantages, and let's talk about disadvantages also. Any guesses? What are the disadvantages? Any of your friends said anything? Don't go to Python. This is a disadvantage. Anybody? You can ask them what they say. What are the disadvantages they say? Because nobody agree that we have disadvantages. Because people who are working in Python, they say always Python is advantages. But there are some disadvantages as I feel.
I didn't hear any disadvantages from others or something, but when I look into the Python code, I just
Mm-hmm.
don't feel I follow the code. It's like yeah, you mentioned about the variables, right? You don't have to declare the types and everything. I am new to Python, so maybe I'm used to declaring the variables. When you look at it, it doesn't make sense to me. Maybe if I get used
Yeah.
to it, it starts making sense to me. And you just wrote an example class, class defined methods, and for the printf one. So there is no scoping, and it's kind of difficult for me to follow like where it is starting, where it is ending, and that's
Correct,
what I
correct.
think. The readability is the one that I found is a difficult part. Maybe if I get used to it more, maybe my muscle memory improves and then I start following it. But right
Yeah,
now, that's the one
we
thing I
have
see.
some already mind is already habituated with this code. Once you start, then yeah, let's talk after 30 days of classes. I want to see the response from you, how you feel.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm the example actually. Um, I got a lot of opportunities in Java projects, but I didn't go there because I loved it. And actually, I learned Java in institutes actually. I learned all the Java topics in the institutes, and I got the complete knowledge. And then I was working actually. But Python, I learned on my own. I learned my own everything in Python. Then I started implementing. So let's assume what was my situation at that time. Because there are no other options. I have to work in Python project only. So I was like completely in Java. I'm just in love with Java only. I know everything in Java, everything. Because I learned in institutes actually. I spent almost 8 months to learn Java, 6 months core Java. The remain, sorry, 4 months core Java. The remaining 4 months framework, web application framework, that is starts, and then Spring, and then Hibernate. So all I know everything well, and I started coding, but suddenly project gone, and we got one more project, that is Python. So my manager simply put all the people in that project. So we were like completely messed up and completely confused. We don't know what to do. But the only thing is the advantage part, we feel like we need to work with the cloud, that is AWS cloud. So that is the only thing it stopped us. Okay, don't go. It is a good project. You get lot of opportunities. So because cloud is there, because if it is only Python, we never, we will definitely come back and go to another companies. But there's a additional thing that is what Python with cloud computing. So cloud was very popular. So we started discussing internally, seen lot of things, documentation and all. Then we all become now Python developers with good knowledge. So all team members are now in Python. No one gone back to Java. Yes, of course, I understand joking because that's what I felt same when I was there. But let's see after 30 days, let's see what exactly. So disadvantages. Okay, the first one is security. This is high level only, but it is just to know the information. Okay. And one line I would say, I am saying disadvantages, but these disadvantages will be fixed if you have a perfect manager or perfect team lead in your project. So why I'm saying these are disadvantages? If by chance, if you don't have a correct trainer or correct team lead or correct reviewer or correct manager, your project will be in trouble. Okay. So what is the first part? Security. Okay. Now, so you are going to the you went to the park, you see the flowers are there. Okay, there is a board there. Don't plug the flowers. Do you really plug the flowers there after having the board?
No.
After you see the
Yeah,
board, do you
I would
plug?
I would not pick.
Right? But you don't see the board. What happens?
Oh, if I don't see the board, I mean, it depends. If the kids are there,
No, no. You can do. You can do or no.
I
You can
mean,
do, and someone. There is no chance that someone is coming and scolding you
right,
because if board is there. Yes, definitely there is a person. Any person can scold you. Because you can simply say there is a board, why are you plucking? But if there is no board at all, the only park team can do that. I mean scolding. But people who are beside you, they can't say anything. But board is there, even 3 years kid also can scold you because board is there, right? That's
right,
what.
right.
Now coming here. Here, Java is an object-oriented language. This means this is a board. It's a board only. You are following object-oriented principles, meaning that is secure. So Java is a part where you have the board in all the times. But Python is a part, somewhere board is there, somewhere board is not there. That means this case and this case. Okay. Let's say you got a requirement. You started coding in object-oriented format. No, you started coding in procedure-oriented format. So that means you have started the coding in using procedure-oriented format. That means procedure-oriented format is also still safe, but there are some security leakages. What happens? Your code works fine, then your code is went for review. So your team leader is reviewing that. Then he called you and saying that, why did you choose procedure-oriented format for this task? Then what is your reply? I feel like it is very easy, so I started coding in procedure. Then your team leader will say, no, this is very securable task. We should keep the things very secure. So please change this code to object-oriented format. Then you say, okay, I will do that, sir. See, this is happening. That means board is not there. Someone should come and review and then inform. If let's say your manager or your code reviewer or your team lead is not there and he's seen the code in a rush, he said, okay, then you push the code. The code will be deployed in production. It works fine. But the problem is what happened? You are missing the security principles. So that's why I'm saying this is not a disadvantage if you have a perfect manager in your project. He has to review. So that is the disadvantage part. But why disadvantage? If you have a mm, developers, maybe new developers, or maybe they are not thinking beyond the box. If all developers are good, no need to worry. But if you see that some developers are completely going with procedural language, you need to ask them, okay, no, don't go for procedural language for this task. Start in object-oriented format. But coming to Java, everybody will do that because this is the board. Because you can't come out of this. You can't write Java code in functional format because Java is not supporting. So that's why I'm saying this is a security disadvantage, but not the disadvantage in terms of all. It's a disadvantage if you don't have a proper reviewer, or if you don't think in proper format. Clear? Now the second one, slow. Python is slow compared to Java. Why? So let's say this is Java server, this is Python server. This is Java, this is Python. So your code has 100 files, 100 Java files. Your code has 100 Python files. Okay, you are deploying into the machine. So this is the production server. You deploy, right? But in real time, 100 Java files will be compiled. Then 100 class files will be created. These 100 class files will be deployed. So here you see only the class files, not the Java files. Because after compilation of Java code, you see the class. Now coming to Python, there is no compilation. It will be directly deployed as a Python files. Now the first request is coming to this server. Let's say 7.class file will be executed. Let's say 1.class would, let's say assume like that 100 files. So whenever request comes here, this file will be executed directly without compilation. Why? Because it is already compiled at the user end. So user compiled and put that files in the server. So what happens here? It will start the execution directly. But whenever request comes to the Python server, let's say 7.py has to be executed. Then what happens is first this file will be compiled and then execution will start. and then execution will start. So slow meaning it's not like 1 day, 2 day, 1 hour, 2 hours like that. It is a simple milliseconds, fraction of milliseconds. Why? Because Java, no compilation, because after compilation will be done at the user end. So these files will be deployed here. But coming to Python, no. Whenever request comes, the Python file will be compiled and then execution will start. So fraction of milliseconds. Clear? Any doubts? Now, still I
Srinivas,
don't agree. Yeah.
I have a question here. So does it happen for every request or for the first request only to that file?
That's what I'm coming in now. Okay, give me
Okay,
2 minutes. Then you come back if you have any doubt. Okay.
sure.
Now, still I don't like slow is a disadvantage in Python. Again, same story. If you have a perfect manager, perfect team lead, perfect code reviewer, second disadvantage also not a disadvantage. It will be solved. It will be solved if you maintain the proper structure in Python. Okay. So the question is, every request this file will be compiled. Yes, every request this file will be compiled if you do a mistake. The mistake will be discussed in the further sessions. So if you're not adding that in coding, yes, you for every request the file will be compiled. If you take in care in the code, then your for every request your file will not be compiled. So this is again the problem with the developers. So whenever you send the code for review, your manager has to check. Okay, so because of this mistake, your code will be compiled every time. So do this change and then we will deploy. If you put that comment to you, yes, you will take care. If you miss it to do that, yes, this file will be compiled for every request. That's all. So Python is giving all, but the only thing is you have to implement. And the thing is, these two things nobody knows actually. This high level disadvantage I'm talking because I know that. I know what is the problem we are facing. And I'm very lucky because my manager is from Microsoft. He was like amazing. Okay, the code review he will take almost 1 hour time. 200 lines of code review he will take 1 hour time.
I'm wondering why they did not put that as a default behavior.
No, it's not a default behavior. It has to be taken care in the code.
Is there any special code that you need to put in?
Yes, yes. We have a complete two days class. There we discuss.
All right, perfect. Thank you.
Okay. Yes, these two are not at all disadvantages if you have the correct developer or correct manager, correct code review. Because I don't like to give the code review. Instead, developer thinking that way. Should I give a chance to compile everything? Yes, it is mandatory, then give it. No problem. Okay. Now, that's all about all these Python history and advantages and disadvantages. Tomorrow we'll start with real classes of Python or setting up the Python and starting the topics on core Python. If you have any questions, you can raise now.
No questions, Srinivas, from my side. So see you tomorrow then.
Okay. Okay then.
All right, guys. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you,
Okay.
Srinivas.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.